The units of production depreciation seeks to allocate depreciation depending on the usage of the fixed asset. So to demonstrate this better, let's get into an illustration here. So looking on, you can see a question here that in Kisembo Academy acquired a generator at 50 million. The user manual for the manufacturer indicates that the generator can run for 8 million hours and should be discarded thereafter. In the year ended 2020 and 2019, the Academy used the generator for 600,000 and 800,000 hours respectively. It is expected that the generator will be sold at a scrap value of 3 million shillings. So compute the depreciation for 2019 and 2020 and show the relevant ledger entries. The general method used when we are depreciating a fixed asset using the units of production method, it's going to be the units produced in a year, divide that by the total output expected over the useful time of the asset, and multiply that by the depreciable amount. Now, we already agreed in our previous sessions that the depreciable amount is the difference between the cost of the fixed asset and the salvage value, or call it the scrap value or the residual value of the fixed asset. That's what we call the depreciable amount. So here we need to extract the units produced in a year and the total units expected to be produced over the useful life of the asset if we are to answer this question. Now, this is a generator, so the units of production or the units produced here are the hours that this generator has been working, because that is how we measure its units of production. So to answer this question, maybe to summarize it a bit, from the question we are able to see that the cost of the generator is 50 million. The total hours that this generator is expected to work over its useful life is 8 million hours. Then its scrap value is 3 million. Its usage, or in 2019 it was 800,000 hours. Then its usage in 2020 is 600,000 hours. So the depreciable value of this generator is 50 million minus 3 million, which is the scrap value. The cost minus the scrap value, which is 50 million minus 3 million, and we end up with 47 million. That is the depreciable amount. So let's start depreciating this generator from the first year. So again, we are going to quote that formula. It's going to be the units used in that year, divide that by the total output expected over its useful life. Multiply that by the depreciable amount. So in this case, we are looking at 2019. So in 2019, according to the question, the usage was 800,000 hours. So it's going to be 800,000 hours. Divide that by the total output, or the total amount of hours that is expected, which is 8 million. Multiply that by the depreciable amount, which is 47 million. And we shall end up with a depreciation amount of 4,700,000. So the double entry is just like the way we've been doing before. We're going to go ahead and debit the depreciation expense account by 4,700,000, and we shall go ahead and credit the accumulated depreciation account by the same amount of 4,700,000. That was the depreciation in the 2019. So let's go on and carry out the depreciation for 2020. Still, we are going to quote the same formula, and after quoting the same formula, we shall substitute how many hours, what was its usage in 2020 according to the question, 600,000. So we are going to go ahead and quote 600,000, divide that by the total amount of hours that this generator is expected to spend in its useful life, which in this case is 8 million hours. Multiply that by the depreciable amount, which is 47 million, and we'll end up with 3,525,000. And so the ledger entries there, or call them the journal entries, will be, we shall debit the depreciation expense account, and we shall credit the accumulated depreciation account by 3,525,000. So from this method of depreciation, we're able to see that the depreciation is dependent on the actual usage of the asset. Arnold Rangakuramia is my name from kisemboacademy.com.